Hello everyone, do you hear me? Do you hear me? The vibration that we are entering tonight may need space inside. So use these moments now to depart from your house, from your room, from your realities. Enter your bodies, because this is quite a transition what we are going to open tonight. Hello, 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 hello. So, hello. What we're going to open today has a lot of layers, and I assume most of you know that on the 19th of June, I'm a bit out of time now, but supposedly, yes, a very special field will open in the land of Portugal, which is for the first and only time for women only. The main reason to activate this field is shared tonight. What is the main necessity? Why it is needed? And what's my role at all inside of that I've chosen? By the way, if you are new here, the transmission is not for the mind. If you have any questions, note them down. There is a second part, which is till the last question is being shared, and you can see on the chat your ability to enter our groups and feed links, etc. The fact that culturally, not only Western society, globally, the world has been busy a lot with rejecting the cultures of rituals from the mainstream culture, and the fact that femininity and women for centuries were radically, violently oppressed and suppressed is connected. It's not possible to isolate the fact that as culture, we are not addressing scientific rituals as a medicine for communities and for individuals, and the fact that women were violently, like everything was done in all kinds of ways. We don't need to go into details because it's still happening now. How to oppress the feminine wisdom, the feminine speech, the feminine service, the feminine energy. Between the 15th to the 17th centuries, this was the highest peak that women that had access to magic were caught and murdered. This was a period of time that defined in society the fear from magic and the understanding that women and their ability to access magic and to activate magic is untamed, unstoppable, and can change the entire world. It's very important to understand that when we speak about magic, we speak about traditions, epic, crucial, critical traditions that women, they were the knowledge keepers of those traditions, and they were the knowledge keepers of those medicines. They were the ones that were transmitting the knowledge of medicine, the knowledge of body, the knowledge of birth, the circulations of life, and mystic knowledge was treasured in traditions between women only. They were the knowledge keepers. When we come together and we are not busy to activate guilt, to pay back, to revenge, but we do want to take an action, and we are witnessing not only our own life, but what is going on, we can see the lack of crystal clear access to a truthful spiritual dimension. In the Zohar, in the source of Kabbalic wisdom, there is a term, I will say it how it is written, and then somehow I will try to translate it. It is called Hashchina Bagalut. To translate it somehow, literally, so it will be very, very digestible and easy to grasp it, it means that the divine guidance, presence is gone, is somewhere out there, far, far from humanity. Hashchina Bagalut, it's a state of human condition that points that the divine wisdom is far away from us. Why? Because the feminine wisdom is not free, not welcome, not encouraged, and not present. The Zohar is creating for us the anatomy of the human condition. This is almost terrifying to see the gap between this perspective due to the fact that most of religion and churches were built to oppress a truthful spirituality that is led by feminine wisdom and built in a total contradiction, a complete patriarch approach to spirituality, and out of that started to design to humanity what is sacred and what is a sin, what is allowed and what is forbidden. As much as to be taken to neglect from the woman itself all its abilities, positions, and status, and without any kind of underestimating economy, status, possibility. My contribution, if I may, is to point and emphasize the root, which is the disconnection and the cutting from the most important access to magic. This was the most crucial, critical cut. Of course, that a woman that is taking care, an only mother for 3, 4 children, that needs to make a living, etc., etc., can listen to me now and say, stop speaking with me about bananas. I need to have a good salary and I need to have a good status, and I don't care about magic. But for that, it's important to understand that magia, like when we say magic in English, it is reducing what we are speaking on. Because what is magia? Magia is abilities. It is wisdom and abilities to create in physical dimension meta abilities that are in access to all needs. It is not a luxurious magic. Those women that were hunted, were killed, were murdered or raped, or those women that were pointed as a danger to society, those were the women that had the ability to heal the society. If someone can heal someone else to the core, it must be someone that have an access to his self-healing. Otherwise, the healing is not truthful. Therefore, we must understand that the need of women from all over the world now to reclaim this access without titles of, I don't know, New Age or shamanism or plant, I don't know, without any titles, without sabotaging, without any titles, as a nature. In the Zohar is the nature. It's not a title. It's not something special. It's the nature of things. We speak on the nature of things, and in the nature of things, the moon and the women are one. What does it mean they are one? They are one biologically, neurologically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. They are one with this planet. And this planet is made as, now again I'm speaking from the origin of Kabbalah, is made out of forces, and a force is not a violent power. A force is a magical power. It's a force that you can use. Just this week when I was in the field and I was crystallizing the craft, I suddenly understood that, like, there was this movie, Wonder Woman, and about this woman that is saving the world, and she has all kinds of tools to fight back. And this is like, it's also crazy because the wonders and the forces that we speak about, they are not violent. They are not fighting back. They don't need to fight back in this way. They are unified with the source of intelligence so deep. So this wisdom of Bina, what we spoke last week, the ability to see and to warm contradictions, dualic contradictions, and out of them to receive a clarity and a solution, is an high supervision entity, an entity that doesn't fight back. She doesn't have the need to fight back because she's the wisdom itself and she just needs to nourish. Men need, in my eyes today, in my humble opinion, and I'm at the same time that I'm humble, I'm really precise in that. Man needs to come and to serve this birth now, with women as well. but the more awakening there will be to support this, not in the name of social justice, in the name of truthful justice. As more as women will be able to allow men to support that, it's a part of this healing. We can see the whole human condition, according to Zohar, through the mirror of the nature itself. And I wish to start this journey today and in the next weeks. And this is really this, I'm overwhelmed, because when I'm going through that, I'm overwhelmed, and it's even difficult for me to digest the immense ability of feminine wisdom. Is not something that I even can, I don't know, sometimes I have no words even to describe that, or to fill this in. And I'm praying that I will have the ability to transmit this in the words. It's not a random thing in the nature. The nature is the most precise art piece of the divine wisdom. Everything has its place. Everything has its role. The most tiny animal has a huge role in the ecosystem. Everything has its role to hold this ecosystem and to make this ecosystem work and stay healthy. And the way that they are designed and the way that they are structured inside the nature is teaching us the hidden layers of this nature. And we will start from a very, very simple yet crucial clarity and recognition. The moon is revealing itself in the night. It's not revealing itself in the day. The day is associated with the mind, with the world that we imagine that we know, with the world that we imagine that we see, with the truth that we imagine that we can grasp. Everything seems to be revealed, but written, this is the world of illusion. In the night, nothing can be seen. You need a flashlight to see from far. And what is being awakened in the night is the world of dreams. When people are learning Kabbalah as it is being asked to be learned, they learn it only from the midnight on. Or those who are going really with the guidance start at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, and finishing with the first light. With great humbleness. And unfortunately, experience of encountering for years women and their pain is not for a random thing that the moon is planted in the dark. It's very, very dangerous to say to someone, the reason you know the dark really well is because you know to light. Because you need to know the whole structure in order to create light where is needed. It's very hard to say that because of the immense, horrible darkness that women experienced and currently are experienced as we speak. But from the highest pure perspective, it is there because it's a part of the ability of a feminine wisdom to take the dark into the sunrise. There is no woman that doesn't carry with her those memories. And there is no woman that doesn't carry with her the legacy and the branches and the ability to access the moon portals of intelligence, because it is embodied not as a workshop, it is embodied in the body in biological structure. This is so full of grace because as long as the woman is more connected to the moon in core of its intelligence, she will be more healthy as well. Because the synchronity with the moon wisdom is not an intellectual thing. If it was intellectual, it was not so dangerous for the society. And the society would not do everything in its capacity to oppress it, to insult it. The intellect has almost no role inside of that. The women that were holding the traditions of the access to the magic, they were, how to say, queens, not kings. They were holding the queendom of nourishment of pure wisdom and insight in action, like a mother is breastfeeding her baby with her natural breast milk. This was not an intellectual lecture. It was a nature, autonomic, wild to the bone, wild in the sense, not don't interpret wild as animalistic. Wild, untamed, not structured, not linear, not closed to make you adopt a certain belief. This is God, this is not, this is sacred, this is like that, this is like that, don't move here, don't stay here, or like that, or like that. Wild in the sense as a tree is blooming. You don't know where the branches will go. You don't try to tie the branches so like Japanese bonsai, like you want to everything to be uh, controlled. Wild in the sense of a nature fontaine, of an access to the knowledge and the access to adopt it as well. In the Jewish mystic knowledge, there are like two streams that are very important. One that I am sharing a lot in the streams of transmission is from the Kabbalah, and one is from the Talmud. Talmud is the opposite of Kabbalah. Why? Because the Zohar is written in the most feminine literature that you can imagine. It's completely wild in the good sense of wildness. And the Talmud is is insisting to take the knowledge like uh, science and to see to bring all these fragments into a clarity, into a formula. And there is a myth in the Talmud that says it's a metaphor, yes, that the the two stars they came in front of the divine and they say, who will receive the crown? How can be two two kings, two queens? It doesn't work. What is that? Who will get the priority? The sun or the moon? Who will have the most precious? It's a kind of a human perspective about me. I want to be the one. And let's say from the human perspective, from the ego, one can say the sun is very impressive. It is lightning all over the world. And the moon is a lot of the time reducing and 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 reducing. And for what he is reducing? He is reducing for the light from the moon. Yes? So one may say this is actually the most tragic things that is happening to women and to the human condition. Because women are constantly reducing and reducing and reducing and reducing and reducing and reducing itself that the man can show with his light. And all they need to see is the light of the sun of the man. But it's completely opposite. Because the sun doesn't belong to the man. And the light that is being adopted by the moon is not an imitation or a copy paste, it's a womb and a birth of what this light has to do. The moon is birthing the knowledge, is creating the knowledge, is creating like Malchut sphere, all the knowledge is coming down to Malchut, and Malchut is birthing this knowledge to planet Earth. The states of the moon, while it's going in full round, are states of consciousness and magic in the feminine wisdom. Different states in front of knowledge, which is actually being manifested as magic. What does it mean, magic? Bringing the meta knowledge into an access to physical dimension in an opposite way to what we want, what they want. They want control, and magic doesn't want control. Magic wants to heal. And healing is not something you can tame. It's not something you can design if you are not ready to completely be reduced. I'm taking those pauses so you will have a moment to digest. Because those things, even if the mind seems to him that he understands them, he can't understand the amount of forces that we are speaking on now. Because we are educated for years, for centuries, to believe that we are drinking this wisdom with chasers, like chasers in bar, shots, small shots. And what we are speaking here is the access to an ocean of possibilities and wisdom of magic that is the medicine, not of the individual only, of all of us. I wish to open the essence of the night and to emphasize that those words that are going to be said now, they are not underestimating, not in a milligram, pain. A lot of women, they have pain before the time of the bleeding. This pain sometimes can be very, very, very strong, sometimes before, sometimes after. There are multi changes in the feminine women body. Sometimes it starts from the age of 40, sometimes it can start from the age of 45, the menopause. There are so many changes that the feminine, the woman body is going through, and especially women that have experienced birth itself know better than me what are we speaking when we are speaking about pain, body pain. It takes a lot of modesty to speak about that and to emphasize the relationship of a woman with pain. It's not only based on the oppression that we were speaking about, that there's no argument to see it or to, of course, not to underestimate it, but the physical, biological pains, they are not connected to this oppression. Those are connected to a multi system inside the body that is connected to the moon in a way that is wild, that is untamed. This is why also each woman experiences differently. Those changes inside, if there are women here that are over the age of 50 or 60, they know again better than me that the woman constantly is developing more and more and more and more. And from the age of something like 50 and so on, her tolerance, the patience, the ability to stand or to face misjustice or to face stupidity or to face
a disconnection, the longing to be open more and more and more and more to the knowledge becomes fundamental. And a lot of those biological issues, they are also connected to where the woman is in front of her authentic, natural, magic abilities. I pray again that when you hear moon magic woman, you are not imagining any kind of mambo jumbo and any kind of um, cliches, but you understand that we speak on a unity with form of practical mage intelligence. An intelligence that is not valuable in the sense of making it practical in the physical dimension, I don't see its value because we are here. As long as we are in the physical dimension, we first of all should be busy with forms of intelligence that can help us down here. So, this is the most rooted thing that we are speaking about, and not about, I don't know, all kinds of things in upper unseen dimensions, unrooted. Opposite. Magic means that I am connected to a form of intelligence that I can birth here and now and in a natural way. The body is longing to be united with this wisdom. And like there are different influences of how what happens to us when we are not on the root of our true nature. And in the case of the woman, the nature of all things is the moon magic. This was, and I pray that this will be awakened, realized, and realized that we will see with our own eyes in our families, in our communities, in all kinds of forms of leadership and restructure of the social needs. We will see more and more women connected to that so they can help us to cross those years that are coming and will change everything that we know about the world and all our needs and individuals. The strength that is about to be needed is huge. The more a woman allows herself to come close to this knowledge, she does not only plant the seed for what needs to come back, that Shekhinah will not stay in the Galut, that the divine wisdom will not stay out there. She will be present here. It's not only for that. It's to support her body to be synchronized completely with its true nature. Moon, magic, women, the sacred triangle that the world is missing, and all awakened teachers, healers, community leaders, women and men, whomever, needs to take the time to choose to serve this knowledge to be downloaded to feminine bodies now. Thank you very much. We will take 2 minutes break and we are coming back to questions and questions on content. Claire, it's good to see you. Nice to see you all. Please don't go away. Second part, important. See you really, really soon. Yes. So this can open really a whole night teachings, what we spoke today on. I'm very, very honored to birth this field and to see this happening. I see it as one of the most important thing I ever did. And I'm really, really honored to offer this service. For those of you that are new here, the field opens on the 19th of June in an unbelievable location in Portugal. It happens only once. I did everything in my capacity to create a space that will be for women only, with privacy and with some surprises, within a very, very affordable price that you can just land there with a tent. There is everything you need over there. You're also you are also able to rent a room, although they are almost All of them are booked already. But it's something like 15 minutes from Luge, or you can also stay nearby, although I highly, highly recommend to stay in the location for the success of your field. Um, there is a group of field sisters, women that wish to do something in the name of this field, to support this field happen. So if you want to do something for the field, you can join this group. If you bring women to the field, you can get some gifts for that that will support you to attend to the field in the name of activism. I'm doing everything in my capacity to birth that in the most respectful, epic way, and to support this unification with this knowledge now. What else I can say? Yes, this happens now every week till the field opens, and as long as the weeks will go by, we will access that more and more and more deeply. As you know, those encounters are for free, even for women that does not participate in the field. Please spread it all around. Let's go for the questions. Is this a silence of digestion? Ladies, you okay? What's going on? You're flying to the moon? Fly me to the moon. Is this a silence of
Um,
readiness? Yes.
I can share something.
Hello, honey.
Hello, hi. I was thinking about just kind of letting it wash through what you were sharing about, like the moon and the intelligence within the moon and how we're so connected, that woman and the moon are one. And I know that there's been like a big movement with like women connecting to the moon and the moon magic, which was something that I had not been a part of at the time. But I really noticed at a certain point in my life that when my menstruation cycle, during certain menstruation cycles, not all of them, that would come such a deep grief and suffering, like not for myself, but it felt like so big that it would make me feel like in the lowest places ever. And it was only when I connected that my cycle was connecting with the full moon that I didn't understand it straight away, but at some point I made the connection that I would get these really dark thoughts during particular menstruation cycles. It was always connected to the full moon, and when they came together. On the new moon, no, I was fine. But when they came on the full moon, like it's almost like I would get like suicidal thoughts come. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand the connection at the time. So I just want to share that, because even now I'm very aware when I get these thoughts come through, they don't belong to me. They feel much bigger than me. They feel very much on the collective scale of death when that full moon comes. So yeah, I don't know if anyone else experienced that, but yeah.
Do you allow me to make a comment on that?
Sure, yeah.
So this is a very nice insight about the reflection of the fact that a moon is placed in the night. The ability to see and sense existence cannot be isolated from pain. I think you have formulated that very well to say, hey, those are not my thoughts. This is something collective going here, that I can't disattach myself from that, and I can't separate myself from that. And at the same time, I know it's not my suicidal thoughts.
Mm.
And there is one very important note. The moon is illuminating all the night. This is what he's doing, or she's doing. She's illuminating all the night by her abilities that I will formulate in the next weeks. She is illuminating everything. And this is something that is very, very sensitive, because this is it's a place that's so triggered. The pain, the grief, the abuse, everything. But at the same time, it's placed there because to heal something, you need to know it.
Yeah.
And you need to know it from the bone. You can't heal something you don't know it. If you heal something you don't know it, you're not a doctor, not a real one. It's like you can't teach something you don't know. It will go to a certain extent. As much as women are identified with this pain, they are the masters to illuminate this pain at the same way and even more. It's every transmission here is crazy. It's undigestible. Just to take up in mind that Malchut is the access of all knowledge into the world through the feminine body. It's impossible to digest that, because it's in total contradiction to everything that we see and everything that we learned. So women are adopting grief and pain because of toxicity, not because of truthful nature. They were made to believe that. But in the core of that, they are the masters of the night. There cannot be a sunrise without a night. Nothing can happen. It's just the opposite thing, to take that from the most horrific, abusive pattern of history to abuse the most illuminative source. But those bodies, they need to synchronize in so many levels to adopt this knowledge. Therefore, I emphasize again, The resistance of women to unite with the moon magic is not only because of stupid men. Women have their own independent resistance because of their own ego and their own mechanism and their own structures. It's not only to put a projector on the abuse of history that is undoubtable. The women have a resistance of their own voyage to reclaim and to unify with that. Because it's nothing more easy to the human being to not take responsibility. Jenny,
Hello.
my love to you.
Yeah, thank you. And just want to slightly reframe at the end because we're talking about like suicide, but it's not suicide. It's like the feeling of death. It's like
Yes.
yeah, it's like I'm gonna die, but it's not me. It's like I can't not me, but it's the feeling of death. So yeah.
You know that there is in Israel an organization led by women that unfortunately lost their children in war. And they know the price of death pretty well.
Mm.
They are fighting for peace constantly together for human rights. And the woman, we will speak about it in the next weeks, but the woman, she can't even be separated from death because she's dying every month.
Mm.
She can't separate herself from death. Death is a part of her biological, neurological system. Therefore, she's such a master because everything that most of the humanity is neglecting is already inside, programmed. Just the knowledge needs to be adopted.
Yeah.
Masters of the universe,
Mm.
masters of wonder, masters of magic. Let's go on. Jenny, see you in the field.
Thank you.
Yes.
I have a question.
Hello.
Can you hear me well? Because I know sometimes.
Yes, it's
Yeah?
so good
All
to
right.
see you.
Because when we saw in Cologne, we already talked about birth, and now I'm wondering, now that you've been preparing for this field for women, because to me, birth is part of one of the biggest, deepest power of a woman, and one of the most spiritual expression. And as we know, in today's like society, it's linked with a lot of with pain, with trauma, with dissociation. Like this has been taken away also, I feel. So what's your take on birth? And Yeah.
My take on birth is following very much Zohar take on book on birth, which is that I don't know if you were last week.
No.
There is a biological womb and there is a spiritual womb in the woman body, both. So the ability to birth, what is actually a birth? It is me unifying with all the forces. Yes, you are a birth lady, right? You help women to give birth. So you can tell what kind of forces a woman is unifying with when she's giving birth. Yes? She's unifying with all the forces of existence to give birth. She's becoming one with everything to bring a one. This is the most strongest ability of manifestation in human existence. Nothing can compete that. The same is with all ability of birth in the human being. And there is a biological womb that can birth children, and there is a spiritual birth that can birth everything you need. Now, a woman can give birth in her home or in certain conditions that will make this action ecstatic more than any kind of drug. Yes, and even can create orgasmic explosions in the feminine body during the birth, and this can become a huge celebration, and it can become the most traumatic event for a woman body. Yes, just like everything. If you are hooked and you put yourself in the wrong setting, you can't birth magic. Magic can't be birthed in a chaotic, unorganized, traumatic space. It needs to happen in the most beautiful reducing aspect of spacing. Now I will ask you a challenging question.
Yeah.
A woman to give birth, she needs to reduce her presence or to bring most of her presence in the birth?
Kind of both.
Both, right? Yes. So in the moon condition, there are different transitions of states of consciousness and intelligence that if one of them is missing, the magic cannot be completed. It's a mastery. This is my take.
May I add something?
Of course, add more.
Because I feel it's also when a woman gives birth and when she is in that space that is conducive of magic, she actually can tune into other people's magic and brain. And so
Of
there is this,
course.
and so I feel like it's part of her healing when she gives birth in that alignment and this rush of love or pleasure or touching something greater, like there is this rippling effect that goes around her, and sometimes I imagine it goes even in the earth and in the soil, and it could spread. And if you had more women giving birth like that, like the earth would be nourished as well.
The one of the more, like so many things that I have mentioned very briefly about the hunting of feminine wisdom One of the most important of them was to kill the knowledge of giving birth, but to kill it, not to change it, to kill it, to take the most natural, magical, wild in the good sense action of life and to completely kill it. Why? Because it was connected to all the branches of knowledge of the wisdom keepers of women. And this was the most dangerous things for society. And as much as we think that we are in a liberal time now, it's not true. It's not true. Because to fear, the fear from this wisdom exists now. It's not back then, it's now. But the world is freaking out. Shechina Bagalut, the divine guidance, is not here. She can't be here without it. This is what Zohar is saying, not what I'm saying. This is why I told you when we met that the service and what you're doing is much more important than self-fulfillment. It has a bigger role in the collective scale. Each woman here, I don't know, almost 40 women here now. Each woman here can influence her own life and her surrounding in a way that the mind cannot understand. To grasp what we spoke tonight is something you not understand because I meet so many women. There are women coming here for personal initiations. I hear stories that my hair is standing and I'm in shame at all that I'm a man. And at the same time, when it's being crossed, when this voyage of pain is being crossed, the amount of forces that are being revealed is unbelievable. What a woman can do is unbelievable. And certain things to say, truly, man can't. Especially the things that we will do in the field. Because this is a kind of intelligence that we don't have. Claire, I encourage you. Go on.
Yeah.
Bring your wisdom on. Help them birth. The birth back to birth.
Do my best. But this field of fear is very present, like this blocking of the voice.
I'm
Sometimes
telling you.
feels like going through the mud. It's crazy.
So this is why I'm here. It's a part of my service as a man. To stand now and hopefully to call other men as well that are holding all kinds of communities or platforms to take the action and to make room for that. Now, Oite, if you will allow me to give you a hand, then it will be amazing because this is the moment that peace eventually will start to be created. Because in the Talmud it's written, a man is obligated. Written, a man is obligated. Ladies, do you hear me well? Yes? I allow you to quote me. Quote me. Okay? Written, a man is obligated to respect a woman more than his own body. Heard? Ladies? Ladies? Some of you are with black screen, so I can't see. A man is obligated to respect a woman more than his own body. Written. Not doing that, no kind of knowledge can open for him. Going to give you the second strike. All the abundance of a man based on his relationship to a woman. Ladies, heard? Ladies, heard? All the blessing is written. It's not mine. I'm not quoting me. Yes? All the blessing of an abundance of a man based on how he treat woman. The amount of I don't know, I never in my life, I think I have encountered such a twisted, chronic pandemic of destruction of truth. Shechina is a feminine word of God. It's not a man God. It's a woman God, Shechina. Yes, God, you can interpret it as a man, right? Yeah? In English, it can be interpreted as a man. Shechina, you cannot interpret it as a man. It can't be interpreted as a man. Shechina bagalut, the divine presence, is gone. Galut is the most painful. Imagine a mother that her child is in the other place of the world and for some reason she can't see it. This is Galut. Shechina bagalut is this. Yes, it's the most painful separation of a nature, of a divine nature from his home. Shechina bagalut. This is now where we are. Shechina bagalut. Written. Shechina can't come back if the feminine wisdom not coming back. You with me, ladies? Katarina, you remember once what you told me? You don't remember. I'm just giving this a note. A man needs to respect a woman more than his body. Written.
Yeah, I don't. I came when the transmission was over, so I cannot say a lot, although I would love to. But I mean, I also perceive a lot of silence, and I also wonder what is it? What is it? You know, what has been spoken? So there's like, I don't know if it is a certain. I mean, if you say so, a man has to respect a woman more than his body. For
I
me,
don't say
it
so. It's
just
not my
opens
saying. It's not
I
my
know
saying.
it's written. You
Yeah.
share that it's written, but for me as a woman in a female body, it opens just the gap. It brings up the pictures of what's happening with the female bodies and why the fuck is it so disrespected when it's written.
So this is one point of view that can open. And another
Yeah.
point of view, that can be open is that we now, all of us, men and women, that are insisting in evolution, we need to bring this knowledge to be known that this is a spiritual obligation. There's so many things that people do not know. I'm not justifying anything, yes? So you can speak and see the gap, or you can speak and be empowered and to say there are so many origins that are emphasizing the preciousness of queendom.
Yeah, I of course. I go for that. I totally know. I know in the deepest roots of my heart and my body that the solution is, it's not a solution, but it's now what is needed is women holding hands, creating sisterhood, being supported by men, and changing the world. I know that, and I go for this. But I think the gap is quite shocking at the moment. I feel a lot of female at the moment that is in a kind of nearly shock state, because what is coming to light at the moment is just an incredible, how do you say, humiliation of the female.
No argument with that.
Yeah. So it's quite,
This is held and respected. And I want to add to that something, if I may.
yes.
Since the moment I saw you in the first field, it's clear to me that you can have an unbelievable, unstoppable impact. Out of love, admirership, I can tell you that I wish to open my eyes to see that there is no gap inside of you. And I'm more interested in that because I believe in you.
Yeah.
And I know in my bones what you can contribute.
Thank you.
And this gap for me is much more crucial because I cannot change the gap of the world. It's too big. It's not useful for me.
Yeah.
But if you allow me to continue to dance with you, I will give you everything in my capacity.
I know.
Why? Not because of self-interest, because I know it's needed. And I need you as a man. I'm not kidding. I need
Yeah.
you as a man. We need to hear mothers. This is what we need.
I know. It's so far. It's why I don't know what you spoke about. That's why I'm a bit holding back. But the question comes up: why then? Why? What happened in
Mhm.
his story that men are so cruel towards?
But I was just speaking on that, all the
Yeah,
transmission.
I have to listen. That's why I have to listen to the replay.
I just give you this in one sentence so you will not feel out of the game.
Yeah,
Mainly, they fear from magic that you hold and they will never be able to hold. That's it. Now it's your choice. Katarina, I love you. Smile. Yalla, let's go.
Itay,
Me, I don't hear anything. You are without Wi-Fi. You need to write in the chat. Derek, you don't have a good Wi-Fi. You need to write in the chat. While Derek is writing, let's go for the next question. Sounds like from another planet. It is from another planet. It's from the moon. I guarantee you, I promise you. Yes, I sign on my butt the contract that you will recognize knowledge of the moon that will blow your mind. And you will say, how the fuck? How the fuck? No one told me that. How is it possible? And at the same time, it will be totally natural for you. But it is from another planet. It's true. The planet that you are most connected to.
I try it again. Maybe now it's better.
Yes.
Can you hear me better? Yes.
Yes.
I turned off the video, so now it's better. My question is, how is it possible for you as a man who has no connection to moon magic to hold a field about moon magic for women? What makes it possible for you?
It's a very good question. How to answer that? Today, I'll give you a very, very honest answer. Today, I met a certain man that is well known and holds a very, very big community. And I had a call with him. And he opened the call and he told me that he's completely angry with me. And I said, okay, why? What is the reason that you are so angry? And he told me, listen, you are making a very wrong decision because in the current times, it's about time that you will present yourself to the world as a mage. And I said, what is a mage? What the hell are you speaking about? And he said, listen, you are working with the world of magic. You are a magician. This is who you are. This is what you do. Why don't you call yourself like that? What is the reason that you don't state out loud that this is what you do? Why you call it art? Why you call it like that? You are damaging because people need nowadays to understand and to have access to mage. And this is who you are. This is what you do. I see you. I follow you. I don't want to tell you what he's doing, but he's well placed. And I told him, listen, I'm not interested in titles and have a huge humility in front of what I'm doing. And he said, you are wrong. You need to speak out loud that everything you do is first of all mage. So people will not be confused of what they are receiving. Due to your questions, I'm working with women from the first woman I started this journey. I have a duty to serve women because also I know this is what is needed. I don't need to be connected as a woman to that because the field is feminine. Everything that I'm creating is coming from feminine wisdom. And I have the knowledge and the ability to create the platform for this to be awakened. And that's it. And there are certain things that currently
are being integrated in a way that must become between man and a woman. It must be a part of this game. It's a part of this healing. It's a part of this justice that men are building those temples for women. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm building a huge temple for the women. And I'm bringing all the knowledge in my capacity for them to stay in this temple. And I have no problem to build more temples like that. And the most, the biggest thing that is happening to me when I am doing my work is that for me, I'm not at all a man, I'm a grandmother. I don't understand why I'm in a male body. It's a mystery. I'm telling you truthfully.
Heftig. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
When I was more young in my craft, I had a ritual that I'm transforming into a woman when I'm entering the field. But it was not in the sake of gender. It was in the sake of wisdom. And I tell you one more thing. One of the most important things that needs to be happening is that women will trust men that they are ready to serve them. And they are ready to create a dedication for them. And they are able to build for them temples without using those temples for other purposes. And that this can be safe, and this can be clean, and this can be a complete service. And they can see a white man doing that. And hopefully, I'm not the only one, and I'm sure there are other men that are ready to do this work as well. And by the way, they can't do that without you allowing that. If you will not allow us to do that, we will not be able to do that. So be kind and give us the possibility to be a part of this rehumanizing. You understand what I mean? Give us the possibility to take the action. At least give us the chance to take the action. You know, it's like you always want to choose that you will have an enemy. But what with the enemy doesn't want to be an enemy anymore? And then you need to say, okay, I give you this chance. And when I give you this chance, I give chance to everyone. Because till women will not be witnessing that men are working class heroes building for them temples, out of knowing that this is what is needed, nothing will be complete. And this will be an ongoing, horrible game of control. You understand what I mean? We need this ability. Give us the chance.
Thank you for this clearance.
You're welcome, my dear. And by the way,
Nebenbei.
know that Derek is here and Lawrence is here, and I don't know what our more brothers is here. But it's very those
Olaf is here,
transmissions.
Yuval.
Yuval is here. So Yuval, how are you? So Yuval was always helping with this translation, how to translate Shechina Bagalut. So Yuval, if you have any notes how to translate it more correctly, please do help. But at the same time, and I'm not saying that out of judgment, yes? It's important that a man will show up to this transmission even if the field is not for them, this knowledge is very, very important. Now imagine that you know who's Tony Robbins? Have you heard about Tony Robbins? He's a mega life coach. So imagine Tony Robbins tomorrow going on the primetime news, and then he says, "Hey, everyone," he speaks like that, and he says, "Listen, listen, I have something really, really amazing to tell you. Man, listen, your bank account is how you treat your woman. You understand that? If you want to see your money in the bank, you need to see how you treat your woman. You understand that?" Now imagine what will happen to man. So, with the great privilege to meet in a kind of a feminine circle, please encourage our friends to attend here, because those transmission will end before the next field, and we are immediately going to dive to our next round. It's already, by the way, on the making. Come to hear that. Men need to be aware of their role. And don't worry, ladies, I will create a field for men as well. Men need to be aware to take their role. But now we are not busy with them. We are busy with you. You ready to receive a gift of a temple? You ready to enter the temple? You ready to stay there? The door is open. And I really, I'm really interested. I don't want to do that now because this is not the theme, but this really knocked me down what this person told me, in the sense of declaring the work of the field at all as a work of mage, and to emphasize that this is what we do here. So people knowing that this is what they are unifying with. So if you have notes on that, please email me or PM me your point of view on that. I will be happy to hear, because I was always like, I have such humility in front of all of that, and I have an unbelievable rejection from people that call themselves shamans or shmamans. I don't believe in this shit. But he projected something really important that I didn't think of, I was not aware of. Not to mistake the people, to understand that ritual are based on mage. Yes. More questions? Yes, Katarina?
I just have a remark to the mage. In the female circles I move in, there's, I mean, you know, maybe you spoke about, you probably spoke about it, but maybe it also concerns you as a male magician, that when the magic was banned or punished, you know, from as a tool, so the people who were practicing it were also banned and punished or burned, named, the witch wound and so on. So maybe this is also why you might have resistance against it.
It's what we were speaking today, Katerina. You actually was in the transmission with you were in an astral journey during the transmission.
Yes.
No, if I don't want to make me now the theme of the transmission, okay? But to answer you very shortly, I came from a religious background, and this religious background made me sick that people take themselves all kinds of certain titles. And I doubted all titles because I met so much shit you can't imagine. And I have I have a huge humility on that. Like, I don't know where is it coming from, but it's like, as I told you, one of my best colleagues that passed away gave me once an advice, never to dig in, too much of the forces that I'm working with. To stay, not to, some things, when a child is busy, it's better not to interfere him. Yeah? Let's go on with the questions on the actual transmissions. And if you have more remarks on that and note on that, and you think this statement needs to be more out loud in the name of supporting people to understand they can unify with that, please let me know. Let's just now come back to the main reason and the most important thing that we are here for.
Hello,
Hello!
I have a question. I think I heard you say, like the moon, you need to reduce and reduce and reduce and reduce to heal. Can you say more?
I will say something that speak out to what Katerina said before and will create a bridge, okay? And this is very, very sensitive, okay? To close a gap inside of me between me and magic, I need to reduce a certain part of me that is busy with the gap outside. You understand? To make something happen, I need to create a space for that. You understand? Now I tell you a Hasidic beautiful story. There was a farmer, and this farmer was not wealth, and he was living in a very, very tiny house. So he came to his rabbi, knocked on the door, and told him, Rabbi, my life is a hell. I don't understand. I'm a good person. I'm doing everything. And I live in a tiny house. And I can't stand my home. And I hate my life. So the rabbi looked at him and told him, your problem is that you need company. And the company will solve your problems. So he said, yes, it's true. I'm alone. Don't have a wife, don't have any kids. He said, you have animals in the farm? He said, yes, of course. So he said, bring you to the house your favorite goat. Okay, I have one of those. So he came back to the farm and he chose his favorite goat. And after a week, he came back to the rabbi. And he said to the rabbi, what did you do? How did you do that? You have destroyed my life completely. I came to you with a problem and you took me to hell. What kind of a rabbi are you? This goat distracted my tiny house. She ate all the dishes. She made shit on my bed. She peed on the front door. She ate the windows. What will I do now? And then the rabbi told him, now take the goat out. So he came back and he took the goat out. And after a week, he came to the rabbi and he told him, you saved my life. Because without this goat, I couldn't appreciate anything I have. And I didn't have a space inside of me to see where I am at all. Due to the fact, ladies, I hope you are still here because this is a very important insight. Due to the fact that we are speaking here on centuries of chronical abuse, there is no woman that doesn't have all reasons to see the gap, to speak out the gap. The thing is that in a certain moment, this gap is covering the inner gap and is not allowing the space within to close the inner gap. So take out the goats. Unify with your magic. Don't look back. Look to the moon. Tak?
Yes. And you said one time before in a transmission something with if you have 40 sheep in your bedroom, there's no space for the new. So you need to bring out the sheep. And I don't know if this is allowed, but I feel like that's what we did in the last field.
What did we do?
Bring out the 40 sheep.
Now the magic needs to come in. All the fields are connected. These year fields, also movement, and men, don't be afraid. They are a triptych. They are one scenario, one signature. But don't fear if you were not visiting the last field, there's no problemo.
Tak.
Tak, tak. More questions, ladies?
I have one question about the field itself.
Who's speaking with me?
It's
Jenny.
it's Jenny, but it's gone dark here now, so I'm here.
Ask me, please.
So the actual field in June,
Yeah.
how many women can actually come? You know, like if we were all able to bring like 4 sisters each and
Yes.
40 of us,
So
can it hold that many?
I believe that everything will adjust itself for what is needed. Currently, as I shared in the group, there is a field zone camp that is designed with equipped quick kitchen and showers and toilets, of course, and it's nearby an unbelievable lake that will be isolated for women only.
Mhm,
Um, this is what we are, this is how we constructed it now. Now, uh, a part of that, there is the room accommodation that seems to be almost full, as I just understood 2 days ago from Clara.
mhm,
And a part of that, women can be also around the location.
mhm,
So this is the situation as for now. Once that it will be hopefully with the help of everyone completely full and more women will want to come, if I will need to, I will do everything that each woman that wants to step in will be able to step in. Of course, that it cannot be held for 100 women there. So the more you are active fast and the more you take your place at the moment within the location, I highly emphasize it to the base. I try to do that. Take your slots there in the location because those who will stay in the location will have the most easiest way to navigate in this field itself.
mhm,
I don't want to elaborate this anymore because if I will do that, I will need to already to start to enter to reveal you aspects of the field.
mhm.
Trust me. Make yourself located in the field location, and you will thank me after for that. And those who will come and will not have space, I don't know. We will solve what we can, but yes, but it's not a space that can be open for 100 women, unfortunately, at the moment.
Okay, okay.
All right. Yes, Lydia?
Yeah, hi.
Jenny, if you have 4 women, you don't have a reason not to bring them. I will put them to sleep on my back. I will build a tent for them on my back.
Like a
Okay?
tortoise.
I'm gonna get my 4 women. I've booked the accommodation, so I'm gonna get my 4 women now.
Aye!
Yeah.
Yalla, Lydia.
So, like I've almost forgotten my question. But so what you're saying is to make space, is to go very deep
Mhm.
and really feel inside and feel and allow to feel whatever comes up, emotions, whatever comes up inside, and not to,
Not particularly.
okay.
Not particularly. Because those are very sensitive matters, okay? What we need somehow out of awareness to be aware, to distinguish between feelings and inner habits that they are programmed and they are shadowing on your mood magic. And out of them can be also emotional habits that they are continuing to keep you in the back of the gap.
Yeah.
So actually, the out of the regions and the crafts that I'm coming from, my offerings for this space to be open are not through that.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
I didn't finish, Lydia.
Okay.
Now, let's speak about magic because we know feelings from a specific psycho-emotional perception. Now, I will ask you something crazy. Would you give a chance to believe that you can feel new feelings?
Yeah, I would.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I finished my answer.
Thank you. I'll see you in the field. I think I'll stay in a tent. I want to be in the outside. I want to be outside listening to the animals and the countryside at night.
The room accommodations are, I don't know, like 200 meters walk from the field zone camp. But those who knows me know that I never recommend something for nothing. Field location, best recommendation. Tents, although it's not the most comfortable thing, will allow you good stuff.
Yeah, I reckon.
Good.
Cheers.
Let's
Thank
go.
you.
Cheers, cheers. I can't wait to hug you, Lydia.
Yeah.
First thing that happens when I meet you is that I give a kiss to your knee. You allow me?
Yeah, I will.
Good.
It's doing well. My knee's good.
Yay!
Yeah.
Good. Yalla. Let's go. More questions, guys? Um, More questions? Anything in throat?
I have something,
Please.
but it's not connected to this transmission. Is it still okay?
Of course.
Okay. So it's on the anti-clockwise or the clockwise. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
No, just in so many of the last fields, there's been this movement of going this way to the
Yes.
left, and
Yes.
I've been in love with that direction.
Yes.
And it's so strange. It's a week ago, then suddenly I was like longing for the other direction. And I'm just curious what's in these directions.
As you know already, because you are a courageful field pillar traveler,
Mm-hmm.
know that in the fields there are all the time there are seeds from the for what is going to come. Future fields. Seeds are planted in each field. All what we speak here, we need to understand, we spoke about it in the exposition, that the feminine wisdom is a non-linear time and space. Trauma is hooked in time and space.
Hmm.
This is where it is being designed, in time and space. Therefore, you can meet someone in his 60, but his complete body is hooked in a time of a space of his trauma. Even there was 30 years passing by. Therefore, the medicine of a non-linear time is a strike, like in bowling, because it's the only way to create the space from the trauma, and it is the only time that really exists anyway, because there's no linear time at all. It's like the illusion of mind. It's only non-linear time. And feminine wisdom is based on non-linear time because it's based on the truth, not on the illusion. So if you are not becoming a friend of that, it's a bit of a problem. It's a bit of a problem. If you don't step out of time, darling.
But you want to speak on, or maybe you don't want to speak on it, but the direction of it, of the circle.
Not yet.
Okay, all good. Thank you.
You're welcome. More questions? Ladies, we have time. We are not in a rush. By the way, men, brave men that are here, if you want to be successful with the ladies, first of all, tell them no rush. We have time. No rush. We have time. No rush. We have time. Yes. So, we have time. No rush. You have more questions? If there is a silent, I would like to say something. There are moments that there is a readiness that the mind can't see. In our current time, you can be surprised of the woman that will not be doubtful to encounter with magic moon. Why? Because this is time. Don't hesitate to speak about those things with your family, with your friends. I'm not speaking in the sake of the field. I'm speaking in the sake of the actual wisdom. Don't hesitate to speak on that. You will be surprised how women will react about the fact that they can unify with intelligence that is practical in our physical life. Because women know that. And in the back of their mind, they also know that they were rejected because they have this power. They know that. Be generous to share these possibilities with your students, also with children, if you're educational programs in kindergarten or school. Just awaken this possibility and try not to present it as a niche, because it was never a niche. It was a queendom. More questions? Guys, beautiful ladies, thank you very much for the honor to be with you tonight. We will be here the next Thursday as well, and we are going step by step deeply into the moon magic woman portal. Be blessed, be kind, and take the goat out. Love you all. See you
Thank
next week.
you. Bye.
Good night.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye, bye, bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Much
Bye.
love. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.